They used to get my dad to clean the cemetery off at Cane Creek between the Free Will and the Baptist Church. Now I'm talking about 48, 49, 50, that era. They didn't clean the cemetery off but one time a year. In other words, after they had the decorations, they just let it go before the next decoration the next year. Then usually, I don't know how many times they had to clean it off, but several. He'd take Herbert and Roger and Bruce and me. If I was 6, Bruce is 10, Roger's 12, and Herbert's 14. And Herbert and Roger both use mowing sided as well as a man. And they usually give Bruce a reap hook, and he cut, around the rocks and stuff where they could get. So we'd walk across the mountain and walk up there and go to work. And before I was big enough to do anything else, Dad had me pulling the grass around the tombstones. And there's a lot of tombstones to pull the grass around up there. But I enjoyed doing it. And one of the reasons was either we'd stop at the store going, or he'd go down there sometime before we got so hungry we started squalling for something to eat. And he'd get us some drinks, and bologna sandwiches, and maybe a pack of crackers a piece or something, And that was our pay for working all day. But anyway, that's about the way we were. We always had to work, on the farm. He always had something for us to do, so it wasn't unusual for us to go over there and be working. But we'd pull weeds, and he'd come to a tombstone that it would remind him of a story about somebody. And he'd tell us about that man. That he was a good logger, or he whooped so-and-so, or he almost killed so-and-so, or this one was stingy. he knew, most of the people buried there. Since he was born in 1890, he knew a majority of them. But he'd tell us stories about them and show us where they're buried, especially our kinfolks. But we'd have a picnic every day. I remember one time. Supposedly, there used to be several just plain field stones set up in the lower right-hand corner over there of the cemetery. And supposedly, there's supposed to have been some slaves buried in that portion of the cemetery. And my brother Roger come up to me one day and he said, "You can go over there where those black graves are, and you can ask them what killed them, and they'll say nothing." I said, they won't either. He said, "Go over and try it." So I went over and I said, "What killed you? What killed you?" And I said, "Well, Roger, they didn't say nothing." He said, "I told you they'd say nothing."
I was strolling one day in a lonely graveyard when a voice from the tomb seemed to say, "I once lived as you live, walked and talked as you talk, but from earth I was soon called away." Oh, those tombs, lonely tombs seem to say in a low general tone, "Oh, how sweet is the rest in our beautiful